Hi, my loves. It's been a while. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Go ahead and do this. Peace, love, and light to you all. You already know who it is. It's your goddess, Janae Alexandra, and we are blooming beautifully as we all evolve together. So, today will be a conversation and a lesson, basically, on spiritual protection. So I'm gonna wait until a few more people get in here. I don't want to be FLAG'd. Um, I could have spelled the whole word, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that by the music I'm gonna play. So I don't know if I should play music. If I did play music, it would be like, meditation music, in the background. I'm not sure if they will, FLAGGED me for that, but we'll see. All right, so yay. All right, so I said I was gonna come on YouTube some more. Thank you guys for being here. Comment where you are commenting from and say hi. you know, it's been a while to my YouTube community. So this is going to be a video on spiritual protection and why I felt the need to come on here and express this. Just a few days ago, I went live and I broke down in tears because of everything that was going on in my life. And it's brought to my attention by my angels and my spiritual guides, my spiritual team, literally, that I have been underneath spiritual attack. And that they wanted me to do so much things. They wanted me to, light my candles, start praying more, and get into my spiritual warrior goddess mode, Um, really do my, like I said, my candle work. They're actually telling me to do a spiritual bath, making sure I keep myself protected mentally as well, keep my affirmations up, my spirits up, and make sure I fast because I haven't been really eating as clean as I usually am. So I've been communing with the angels, definitely communing with the angels and the archangels of that nature, which is really amazing. And they came to me and told me, like, yeah, take a spiritual bath. Yeah, do your candle work, do your candle magic, work with your black candle because you're being spiritually attacked right now. And I wanted also to come to you guys on how you know you're being spiritually attacked. One of the main indicators of you being spiritually attacked is that, for some odd reason, everything just starts falling apart. Like you don't know why or where, because usually, certain things have a flow to your life. And you know it has a flow to your life because you've been living your life. And out of nowhere, things become topsy-turvy. You're getting very, very negative thoughts. Like usually if you're a person like me and I am somebody who like keep my discipline on positivity, like because positivity is a discipline, I would switch up my thoughts here and there from negative to positive. But for some reason, for the like few days ago, it was very, very hard for me to think positively. Like I was literally going through it, and I kept getting certain people and things placed in my mind, and these people were sending me attacks. These people were wishing downfall on me. And and for some reason I just felt like I wanted to give up. Hey, hey Becky. How you doing, Becky? I just felt like things was closing in on me, and a lot of things was just gnawing at my brain, and self-doubts, insecurities, heartbreak, all this negative energies was trying to attach itself to me. And I said to myself, enough, and thank God I have angels in my life. I have angels in the physical form, and I have angels in the spiritual form. And you can know when the evil eye is being casted on you, especially when like certain things start happening around you. I just seen 444, so Archangel Michael is here. I'm thankful for that. So literally, things will start falling around you, falling everywhere, or you'll wash it. Like say you will wash the dishes and you cut yourself, like you know things that normally you're not as clumsy, you know, you're not as clumsy, you start being more clumsy, or certain things start happening oddly around you. So that's some indicators of you being spiritually attacked, other than you not getting, you know, other than you getting like negative thoughts and self-doubt, disbelief, things not going your way. You just feel like you had a streak of bad luck, you know, certain things like that. So especially after a time of being very, very good. Hi, Stephanie. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm doing better. So, um, I just came on here to tell you guys about the experience that I've been going through, and I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking, because this is going to be a very powerful, um, what is this called? Video. How to spiritually protect yourself, because if you're Janae, aka Naturi or whatever, oh gosh, I don't even call myself that anymore, you would know why this is so important. You know, there's so much people that, and especially if you're a do-gooder and you have a lot of light in you, there's a lot of people that want to dim your light, or there's a lot of people who doesn't like your light. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to be happy, especially if you're somebody who's genuine and a good person. There's a lot of demons out there that doesn't want to see you happy or see you shine. So it's a very, very important thing that you take the time to do these certain things to make sure you're safe, you're protected, your energy is not being zapped or like drained, taken away, you know, dimmed. Your light is not being dimmed by anybody. Okay. So the first thing I thought about, when it comes down to spiritual protection, and I'm spiritual protection, energetic protection, whatever you want to call it, is to have boundaries. All right. So this is something that I hold dear to my heart, because I said hi, because I was a girl that did not have boundaries. You know, now that I'm a woman and in my older years, um, I feel as if I've learned a lot when it comes down to boundaries, and I learned a lot through my relationships when it comes down to boundaries. And as y'all know, I learned through very traumatic situations because my boundaries were on an all-time low. Knowing when to say no is spiritual protection. Knowing when to not give your energy away consistently to the wrong people is spiritual protection. Okay? Spiritually, boundaries are basically a means and a way to preserve your life force, protect your emotional and your physical body, and your psychic body, meaning your mental, you know, your psychic body, prevent energetic leakage. Okay, meaning like you're continuously giving to people and giving and giving, and you're not getting anything in return. It's like a leak, you know. And basically it's basically something that empowers you. Okay, so that's what boundaries are spiritually. Something that will also not just only protect you but empower you. Okay, and when you start to decide that access to you isn't just something that's just, you know, easy to obtain, but it's literally earned. When you decide that, that's you having a powerful boundary. That's you saying no. Like, I value my energy, I value my time, I value my energy, I value my time, I value my gifts, I value my mind, I value myself. So you're gonna have to earn that. Get it? You're not just giving it out willy-nilly, because you understand yourself. You understand who you are, what you're here to do, who you are as a being. You understand that your light isn't just something that, you know, people can just take away or zap, especially the wrong people. You definitely want to put a boundary on that. Hi, Janae. Happy to see you on. Hey, Waste Goddess. Thank you for being on. Thank you. And excuse me for, you know, wiping my nose here and there. Like, um, it's cold. It's cold. It's colder than where I was before. So you do not owe any immediate responses to anybody. You do not owe anybody any immediate response. Let me say this again. You do not owe anyone any immediate response to anything. Take your time with your responses, take your time with your energy, and if that person doesn't like that, well, tell them to bounce. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe anyone anything, but don't be rude about it either. You know what I'm saying? Let someone know that, yeah, I had to take this time and space for myself. You don't really owe explanations either, but if, say it's a spouse, or say it's somebody like, family member, okay, someone that's in your immediate circle, yeah, it's good to tell them what's up so they don't get the wrong idea. But if they get the wrong idea, it's not your fault anyway either, huh? Just saying. But like, literally, you do not owe any emotional labor to anyone. You don't owe any explanations, like I said before, and you don't owe any overgiving to anybody. What you owe yourself is the power to say no when you want to say no. That is spiritual protection. The first, and I mean the first, and one of the best things you could do for yourself is to say no. Okay? When you start creating boundaries, sometimes it's hard for people to accept. Exactly, and it has nothing to do with you. Those boundaries is going to protect you, and I'll explain why moving forward into the video or the lesson. But basically, you do not want to be a person that gives so much of yourself to the wrong people, because those people who have a problem with your boundaries, they're the people you need to stay away from. And I have a story for that. Okay, I have a story for everything. But you definitely want to stay away from people who do not accept your boundaries, because why? Those are the people who want to control you, who wants to take your energy and use it for themselves, big themselves up, give themselves power, give themselves whatever they want, using your light, using your energy, using what you got to offer. No, absolutely not. So having boundaries is how to spiritually protect yourself, because it's whoever you set the boundaries with, or whenever you set boundaries for yourself, it's going to let anyone who does not like it fall away to the wayside, and you can only thank yourself for that, because you're like, wow, like I got my life back. And now that I set my boundaries and this person does not like that at all, I can see who was not good for me in my life. I could see now clearly what the Most High was trying to tell me about this person. This person didn't mean me no good. This person didn't mean me. They didn't want anything good for me, because if they would have understood my boundaries, they'd be like you. They would want to protect it. They would want to say, okay, they would nurture those boundaries. They would want me to have those boundaries for myself. Somebody who doesn't want you to have boundaries for yourself is somebody who wants to control and manipulate you. Point blank, period. Having boundaries is the first step into self-love, period. If you don't stand for your boundaries, you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for yourself, you'll fall for anything. And take it from a person who knows. I'm not better than anybody here. I just learned a lot through my experiences, but I am a better woman than I was yesterday, and I am much wiser than I was yesterday, and I have the help with the ringing in my ear and the help of the angels and my ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, and my friends and family, and those who really care about me. I have the help of the universe. So one thing also, boundaries include not oversharing. Oh, hopefully. Okay. Not oversharing. Now, this one is a big one. Do not, and I repeat, stop. Do not overshare your plans with anyone. Don't share them with anyone until it's done. That is spiritual protection. You are planting your goals in the garden of life, your garden of life. You're planting your seeds in one by one. If you keep talking about what you're planning, what you're doing, you're not gonna see them grow, because here comes the people that wants to see you fall and give you the negative evil eye and and speak bad about your dreams and your goals and your aspirations and want to knock you off track. And there's some people who actually don't know that they're doing it and think that they mean you well but are not doing you well, and they say certain things that might take you off your track. They're gonna upweed those. They're gonna up, what is that called, they're gonna dig up your own plant. They're gonna dig up your own seed. They're gonna dig up your own manifestation. Stop oversharing. Dear God, I had to leave somebody because of this. Like, in the past I've dated certain men that just talked too much about what they're doing. I couldn't let those type of men lead me. And no bad talking about any of the men that I've ever dated, just coming from a more wiser space in my life, I now see that those type of things will not get you where you need to go. Yes, talk to the people that you need to talk to connect you to the higher realms. Yes, but not talk to everybody about your shit. Excuse my language. About what you're doing, because when you do that, you leave time and you leave space for anyone to come in and be like, oh, I don't think so. I'm just gonna uproot that because I don't want to see him successful. I don't want to see her successful. Be mindful of that, please. Tell your spouse, tell yourself, don't overshare what you're doing to anybody. Get it done. Whoever should know is the people that's going to help make it happen, and God. Point blank, period. That is spiritual protection over your life and whatever you got going on. Okay? Okay. I had goosebumps, I had chills saying it, because I've experienced too much of that. Okay? Too much of for my own experience as well, talking about too much to too much people that do not, they sickly didn't want me to succeed or win in what I had going on. And that I don't like that. You have people that will curse whatever you got going on. And I mean curse as in like, and I don't like to use that word. It's such a strong word. Let's get that out. What I mean by that is people who will speak bad on it before you even get it started. People will wish bad on it, think bad on it, will try to will bad on it. Literally, people would not want you to see you go to your next level, get to your next to elevate. They don't want to see you evolve. They don't want to see you move on with your life. They don't, because they're not they're not moving on with their life. They're in the same place where they were, and they make me jealous of you. Okay, excuse me, I'm speaking to somebody here. They may be jealous of you. And if you're talking about this to them, they are going to make sure that your plans don't go through. Do you hear me? Don't do it. Okay? That is spiritual protection. All right, so let's go ahead and continue, because I was going in on that one. Don't do it. Do not overshare your plans. Stop oversharing your plans. Stop sharing your plans. Your goals are sacred. If you're going to share your plans and goals with anybody, it's going to be with the Most High, your angels, your spiritual time, your spiritual guides, what your ancestors, whoever's going to make it happen in the spiritual realm, and whoever they send into your life to make it happen in the physical. Amen. Ashe. All right. All right. So, um, not explaining yourself to unsafe people is definite boundaries. Okay, and we're going in on the boundaries section. There's more to spiritual protection, but boundaries is literally something that I had to learn. So, not explaining yourself to unsafe people. I have a story for that. Okay. I went through a very traumatic time, in my life, and that had to deal with me, in my younger years. I was let's call it a streetwalker. Let's call it somebody who was doing a strange for a piece of change. That's what I was in my life, and I spoke about this in my book. And because of this time, it just made me feel very off about myself. It made me feel very low. It made me feel like I did a very big injustice to myself by allowing these types of energies, going through me. You know, I appreciate your transparency. I give thanks. This is what I'm here to do, and this is the story that popped in my head, so I'm gonna tell it. So, because of this, I told somebody about this time in my life, and I didn't even think that. I don't know why I thought this, but I didn't think that this person would tell anybody online. I'm thinking to myself that yeah, I can feel safe with this person. I can feel safe with these people. I can feel safe with my family about this, because this was a very hard time. I didn't want no one to know about it. I just wanted to release it because it was a shadow on me. It felt like it needed to be released off of me, and I needed to talk about it, at least talk about it. And lo and behold, that time, I I was basically manipulated or controlled at that time to speak about that traumatic experience in my life publicly online for everyone to know. And the person I told, and I thought it was a safe space, of course, he ended up being a narcissistic, manipulative man. And, that was me and my lesson to know that I can't tell my business to unsafe people. These person, well, I thought I was feeling safe in that moment. I felt like I was being healed in that moment. Was turned around on me and used for my public humiliation. Used for public humiliation as a ritual. So you don't want to tell your business to unsafe people, because they will try to ruin you. They will try to ruin you. You know, I have plenty of examples of that, but that's just gonna be that only example right now. Love you, Janae, and thank you for sharing parts of your life. It truly helps others process. Absolutely, my love. Anytime. Hey, that's what I'm here to do. So it's my life purpose, so I have no choice. So yeah, moving forward, boundaries also include, and this is spiritual protection as well, not listening to gossip, fear talk, or negativity. Not listening to people basically speak about certain things in fear. Speak about goals in fear, speak about your goals in fear, because it's going to make you believe those things, and that's not spiritually protecting you or your goals or whatever you got going on in life. It's listening to gossip all the time. Sometimes we want to listen to it, and that's cool, whatever, pick your poison. But listening to it all the time, gossiping all the time, it can't do any good for you. All right. So, and or negativity all the time, it can't be any good for you. So be mindful of that. Always remember as well that silence is a shield. Silence is a shield. You do not have to engage with nobody you do not want to engage with. And that silence will be your protection from them. Okay? Look at you, still standing. Give thanks, I have no choice. I'm playing. I do have a choice, and I choose to still stand. So I appreciate that. And for everyone that's in here, I appreciate you. I don't mind the numbers or anything like that. This is just what the Most High wants me to do in this moment. And I have the backings of my angels. I feel them here, and I feel them present. And I pray that whatever message that's in here is for you. You take it and you abide by it. my baby. Okay, she's sleeping over there. All right, so let's move forward because we've been on boundaries for a while, and I'm telling you, it's not all about boundaries, okay? I have other things in here. I want you to say this with me, okay? So, or you can write this down, get your pen or your paper, come back to this, but I'm going to also place down or give to you some affirmations and, you know, certain things that's going to help you spiritually protect yourself. Okay? So, it says, I am divinely protected. I am divinely protected. That makes me feel so calm. I am divinely protected. Ah, my heart. It makes me want to cry. Doesn't that feel good? Only energies of love, respect, truth, and alignment may enter my energy field. Okay? All others are dissolved and returned to source. Ashe, amen. Mm-hmm. And you feel that resonance, okay? I am divinely protected. Yes, you are. And you believe that, and you feel that, and you receive that. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And we're going to get into that too, okay? All right, so you feel that resonance of protection. And after that, you just release and you allow that protection to permeate in your being, permeate around you. Feel the air, feel the room around you. I like to envision a portal of protection and a bubble of protection over me and my daughter and my family. Okay, I like to also envision my heart chakra just bursting with love and feeling the love within myself and just feeling the love with around me, protecting me and keeping me safe and saying it's okay. Excuse me if I get emotional because it's been an emotional time, a very emotional time. So yes, you are protected, you are loved, you are safe, and repeating this to yourself over and over and over is going to stimulate that belief within you. Also, you want, which we're going to get into, is breathing, deep breathing as you say these things. Okay? Only energies of love, respect, and truth may enter my energy field. Exactly. I am divinely protected. Only energies of love, respect, truth, and alignment. Excuse me, I forgot the alignment. How can I forget the alignment? Only energies of love, respect, truth, and alignment. Alignment, because we're not accepting any disalignment. Only energies of love, respect, truth, and alignment may enter my field, my energy field. Ashe, amen. All others are dissolved and returned to source. And I'm doing this because I feel the energy and I feel like I'm moving things around as I'm saying that. This is my magic. I got a ring in my ear when I said that. This is my magic. So practice your magic. Practice your magic. My magic is magic of word and moving energies around and feeling this energy through me. And I start to feel more powerful right now as I'm speaking these words. I start to feel more powerful right now, and I'm feeling it in my space. Like literally my chest is so hot right here. And I'm feeling this energy permeate within me. And how do I explain this? I'm shooting out of me as if it's like I'm seeing green spikes shooting out of me, like it's love shooting out of me and just permeating the whole field around me, and sending love also to people who wanted to send me hate, bouncing off. It's literally this bouncing off dark energies. This is what I envision. This is what I see. Okay, with my third eye, this is what I see. So you can also envision your spiritual protection around you and feel that. That's how you spiritually protect yourself. You have to start practicing your magic. All right, so let's go. Let's continue this now. Let's go into the other ways of spiritual protection. Awesome, because we're finally off of boundaries. Yes, but you know what? I still have some affirmations we're gonna do. And thank you for staying on as long as you have, y'all. Please share this live. If you're here, please like the live, share it with somebody. Cool, right? All right, so let's continue. Another way to spiritually protect yourself, watch what you eat. And I say this with the most beautiful intent. Watch what you eat, my loves. Why? Because um, I sense the difference, okay, of placing energy within yourself. If you're gonna eat something, pray over it, give it good intentions, all that, okay, good stuff, good intentions, good prayer, all that, eat it, you're good, okay, and wherever is intended to go is where it's intended to go. But make sure whatever energy that you're eating, whether it's from other people, restaurants, it's good energy, okay? Yes, my love. Yes, 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 Bonita. Yes. All right. Take a spiritual bath, you know, and you can take a spiritual bath with warm water, sea salt, okay, and essential oils, herbs, crystals, flowers. I got goosebumps. My mother has been giving me and my sister spiritual baths since we were young, and for some time we fell off of it and everything like that, but that's what she was told to do. So what you want to do is, this is something very simple. Get a clear glass bowl, okay, a clear glass bowl. Put your warm water inside of it, water, whatever you want to do, hot, cold, I don't care, whatever you want to do. Just don't make it too hot. Your water, get some Florida water. If you don't know what Florida water is, go look it up. You can find it on Amazon or in your near spiritual store. That's going to be the liquor of the spirit. That's what my mom called it, the liquor of the spirit. And you're going to pour in, or as my mom called it that? Somewhere, I got that from someone. Someone said that. You're going to pour your Florida water inside of the bowl. You're going to pour your sea salt inside of the bowl. You're going to get your white flowers. You'll got your white flower petals, and you're going to pour that into that. That's going to signify purity, and it's going to signify cleansing, okay? You're going to pour those white flowers in there. You're going to mix it around, mix it around, mix it around. You can stop right there if you want, or you can put in some extra protection tools and ritual tools like white eggshell. That's in this powdered form. That's one of the spiritual protections that certain people use in their religions and everything like that for their spiritual baths. The white eggshell powder. You can also place your herbs. You can put your essential oils, and also you want to pray with it and set your intention. Say your affirmations if you like, You can say, I lovingly release any negative energies. I lovingly release any energetic ties that no longer serves my highest good. I lovingly release any, powers that was held against me or something like that. I call my energy back to me, whole and cleansed. I lovingly release what no longer serves me. And I call back all my energy. And you can pray. You can even use the forces of, or call upon the forces of your spiritual guides, your ancestors, your angels to help bless the water. Fill it up, and see it glow in your mind. Allow yourself to let it glow. And if you're in tune to Reiki, like myself, you can put Reiki in the water. Okay, Reiki it up. If you have the power of healing hands, put the Reiki in the water. I'm only Reiki level 1, but one of these days maybe I'll go to Reiki Master. But even if you're Reiki level 1, you can always put healing hands, healing energy into your water, okay? And also you can even call upon your, if you work with the Orishas, you can call upon your Orishas. You can call and do things that they like, put like I'm going in on this, I'm going deep, but one more thing. For like Oshun, if you're wanting to like do a beauty ritual with your cleansing bath, you know, cleansing away all the insecurities, doubts, and blessing yourself with self-confidence, beauty, divine, and all that stuff, you will call upon the essence of Oshun to bless the water, and you'll place some oranges or lemons in the water with some honey and, you know, all that good stuff, cinnamon, all that good stuff, and then you just either bathe in the water or you pour it over your head. I just gave y'all a whole a whole list of things to do. But if you don't have any of that, at the very least, you can start with warm water and salt. Warm water and sea salt. Did I say salt in this whole thing? After Florida water, you definitely want to put some salt in there. Okay? That's the main two things. Water and salt. That's why people go to the ocean to cleanse themselves. Okay? Because the ocean has such a healing, beautiful energy. Yamaya. Such a beautiful energy to it. Okay, motherly, nurturing energy. I started praying in the garden about a year ago. This year, tomatoes were as giant as my foot, as big as my foot, giant. I think they are responding to the love and prayers. Life gives lives. Oh, that is such a beautiful testimony. Oh my goodness. Yes, it does. Life does give life, and prayer does help, which is we're gonna get into that in a second about how prayer, you know, we get in there, But yes, prayer definitely gives life. And so you're gonna pray over this, you're gonna do your affirmations, you're gonna do your scriptures over your spiritual bath, and you can either soak in it, meaning you can fill up your bathtub, or you can pour it in a glass bowl and pour it over your head after your shower. Boom. And allow the water as you're pouring it over your head to allow that image in your mind to wipe away all negativity, all vibrations, all lower vibrations that no longer serve you. Wipe away all the emotional baggage, all the uck. Just imagine all the uck and the yuck being drained off of you. You know what I'm saying? Wiped off. Okay. So I release emotional residue, spiritual heaviness, and energetic attachments. Write this down. I release emotional residue, spiritual heaviness, and energetic attachments. I release emotional residue, spiritual heaviness, and energetic attachments. I am purified, protected, and restored. That's something you can say over your water, and say it as you're pouring over yourself, or say it before you pour it over yourself. I always ask the angels to bless my water, and I go ahead and say my affirmations just like this, and I pour it over my head, and I can feel my white wings spreading out as I say it, as I pour it out. For real, I did this spiritual bath before. Story time. I did a spiritual bath before. And this bath I did not make. I did not create myself. It was created by an elder in my community. And he literally made this spiritual bath. And what did he do? He blessed it by speaking, rubbing around, speaking a scripture. I think about 5 to 7 times he spoke this scripture while swirling around, and he used certain herbs, certain essential oils, and whatever he did, it literally was glowing. This water was glowing, and he started to get bottles. I remember this clear as day. He started to get bottles. He started to fill up the bottles with the water, and I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, he's like, what do you mean? This is liquid gold. And this spiritual bath was for me back in the day, you know, because I was going through a lot of things, going through some spiritual attacks and stuff. So I had to release that, and I had an elder help me with that. And as I laid in that spiritual bath, and for some reason, and have a white candle with you if you can. Have a white candle with you as you're taking your spiritual bath. That's also essential because you want to have all the elements around you: water, fire, earth, and air, and ether. As I'm in the spiritual bath, because it's literally a whole, it's called holy water. The what he made was holy water. What I'm telling you to make is like holy water. He literally, and he wasn't present while I'm in my spiritual bath now. He was not present. It was just me, and I was afraid to turn off the lights for some reason. So I kept the lights on, but still I felt, you know, this energy like releasing off of me. And then I saw something in the water, right? It was one of the herbs, and it took a form. It looked like a little tiki head, you know, a little tiki head, or a little head, like a demonic head, you know, of like a demon or something. And it was gnawing at me. And I said, and that thing said, and disappeared. And literally, like, this was such a beautiful experience when it came to this spiritual bath, because I'm just like, wow, when I got out of that, after I was done soaking and I got out of it, I felt my aura radiating throughout the whole room, throughout the whole bathroom. And I saw beautiful, wonderful, big, beautiful white wings on my back. I felt them and I saw them, you know. And even the elder told me I was looking like a goddess after the spiritual bath. So these modalities, these things, it does help with, you know, expanding your aura, cleansing your aura, and allowing yourself to be filled with so much light and be surrounded with this powerful presence of cleansiness that no negative energy or force can just try to permeate it. You know what I'm saying? So bathe in some holy water. Bathe in your own personal holy water. I'm just saying it, it works. Or just go to an ocean, swim in it, cleanse in it, ask the ocean to cleanse you. The ocean can do many things. The ocean is a healer of sorts. All right. So moving forward. Excuse me. Now, this is certain things. This is what is this? Controversial. This part, what I'm about to talk about, is controversial. Some people believe in it, some people might not. But I truly 100% believe in this one. Candle work. As simple as lighting a candle and speaking intention or having intention with the candle. Candle work or candle magic. Each and every color describes a situation or what you want to do or what you're manifesting or what you're pulling in or what you're releasing. Okay, a white candle, always a white candle is going to stand for clarity, it's going to stand for purification, it's going to stand for cleansing, it's going to stand, it's a universal color. It's going to stand for amplification. White, definitely want white for clarity, cleansing, and purification. Okay. Black, you can have black for protection. You know, I'm y'all need to see this. Okay, I'm saying I don't got no time for that. I went through a whole box of black candles. Okay, I don't got time for it. And when I say I don't got time for it, I don't got time for it. God bless the soul who had tried to fucking spiritually attack me. God bless the soul, because I was doing my fucking work. Don't play with me. I was in my work to not harm anybody, but just send back any negative energies that was trying to attach itself to me. So we're back to sender 444, protection. And you're allowed to do that, because ain't nobody have business sending you energy, negative energy anyway. Send it back to yourself, you know? And then people's gonna wonder why things are happening in their life. Oh, what was me? No, it's because, you know, whatever you give back, what you give, you get back. Sometimes, for like in my case, I am not getting spiritually attacked anymore. I was getting spiritually attacked because people just either don't fuck with me, or just don't want to see me shine, don't want to see me doing great. Okay, because of certain things. And it was brought to my attention by my guides that's what was happening. I don't got time for it. I go straight to work, or I get the work done at least, because these spiritual tracks was so heavy on me that I just felt like I didn't want to do anything. I felt like I wanted to be attacked. I'm like, fuck it, go ahead. I deserve it. The grief that I felt, it was horrible. So I'm just like, no, nah, we ain't doing that. I'm a mom. I don't got time for it. You know, let me protect myself and my daughter, everybody. You know, so basically, you can use black to, if you, people do use black to attack people. I don't attack. I literally just send love. And if I want to attack, I could. But I just say, send back the energy you sent to me. And it might come back to them 10 times fold. We'll see. I mean, because God don't play about me, and my angels don't either, and my ancestors don't play about me. Moving forward, you know, we have good witches and we got bad witches, and I'm just a good goddess. I'm a good person. So, cut energetic cords. Okay, we're gonna get off of that. Cut energetic cords, okay, formed through emotional attachment and sexual connection, okay? Trauma bonding or unresolved conversations. You want to cut those energetic cords through these things, through these forms, because they can leave you attached and stuck in a realm that you don't want to be in. If you're on somebody like, oh, I wish I had clarity, I wish I had clarity, I wish I had clarity, get the clarity for yourself. I mean, closure. I wish I had closure. I wish I had closure. I wish I had closure. Get the closure for yourself and move on. Look, you have to look at it for what it is and move on with your life. Cut energetic cords with people that you have trauma bonding with, because you're gonna just keep reliving trauma with them. Why do that to yourself? Why? No. Cut those, get rid of it. Cut those cords with trauma bonding individuals. Unless if you have the power and the willpower to heal their trauma with you guys, cool. But a trauma bond is just gonna help. It's just gonna make you go through more trauma. It's gonna help you recycle the trauma. Okay, cut cords with people you form trauma bonds with and emotional attachments with, because here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, when you get to these type of situations or relationships, the Most High is gonna sit you down and be like, look, you don't really need them the way you think you need them. So I'm gonna isolate you anyway. Oh, in my life, I've seen that the Most High gave me a lot of lessons around self-sovereignty and not attaching myself to people and trying to like you know, make my life form around them, but just form my life and see who fits in it. And if somebody comes in and they fit in my life that I form for myself, then that's the perfect match. So that's one of the lessons I've learned that I want to give to you guys. You know, you had to cut cords with the people that, you know, you've trauma bonded with, or you know, have some emotional attachment that's not good. Like it's a negative emotional attachment, not a good emotional attachment. Okay. What it says, the attachment is the root of all suffering. Negative attachments, yes, they are. You know, that you don't want to suffer through those connections at all. So it's best that you cut those cords. Hi Medea, how you doing tonight? So this is a big one. Cutting energetic cords formed through negative sexual connections. You know, you want to make sure that when you're done with somebody, you're actually done with them, because for example, the story time, you don't know what someone got attached to them or what they got going on. You know, you want to make sure that whoever you're sleeping with doesn't have some kind of negative attachment to them, because sexual transmitted demons could, affect your life. And you don't want that. You, all of a sudden, you're doing good in life. You're doing great. Finances looking great, credits going up, all that good stuff, right? You know what you're doing. You're on your purpose. You're calling. You're glowing. Everything. You get entangled with a person. It doesn't matter if it's a male or a female, because there are incubuses and there's succubuses. You get entangled with a person. You guys end up having sex, or becoming one, energetically, physically, emotionally. You guys are giving each other time through the phone, hours on hours of talking, whatever you guys are doing, right? And all of a sudden things start declining for you. Like, so all of a sudden you start seeing your life spiral. You're getting more confused about certain things in your life. You're not really on the certain track that you were once on, and you start seeing things like plummet. Is because whatever that was attached to that person is now trying to feed off of you. Whatever was attached to that person is now feeding off of you and draining your energy, or attaching itself to you. So that's why it's so important for you to cut cords with negative sexual connections, negative people that has negative attachments to them. And literally, oh my god, just cut it. And the way you can cut a cord, how do you cut a cord? Well, you can do it in multitude of ways, but to cut a cord, you might need to visualize it. If you can visualize a golden cord between you and that person, and go into meditation and say that you release with love, releasing with love, and you have a giant scissors in your mind and you cut that cord, and you allow that cord to fall apart, like disintegrate. Do that as much times as you need, but cutting that cord is cool. You can do a cutting cord ritual where you have a cord between two candles, and you light the candles and you cut the cord, or you allow the candle to burn down to the string, and you allow the string to disintegrate and let go and release. That's how you can do a cutting cord ritual. You can do that through a spiritual bath as well. Just many ways you can cut the cord, or you can just get a string and pretend it's y'all cord and you cut it. The power lies within your hands. It lies within your mind, your hands, your energy, your thoughts, all that. As long as you cut this connection and you release it with love, and you release it with understanding why you shouldn't go back into, said relationship or getting with that said person, because you understand that there's negative attachments to that person, and you don't want to, disintegrate your life any longer. You don't want to do that. You want to give back to yourself and get back to your glow, to your happiness, to your life, and what you want to do with it. I don't know if anyone's seen my story as of lately on Instagram, but there was one of these exes that came back into my energy field for some reason. Like, I was so distraught of how many, like, what in the world? I was distraught. I was just like, what is going on? Why is these entities trying to contact me? I really felt like I was being spiritually attacked. So this particular ex, he was an ex I had years ago, and I know that this ex had a few things going on with him. He had some sexual demons, like literally had some sex demons on him or in him. And I've seen it throughout our relationship. But back in the day when I was very, very, very young, in my early 20s, I didn't, leave him because of that. Even though I seen certain things and saw it with my spiritual eye, I tried to stay with him regardless of that and fix things. I tried to clean his home, and like make sure he felt loved and all, and because I truly loved the guy. but I let it go because this guy was a heavy, cheated on me heavy. When I said heavy, I mean I went through the phone, and it's the first time I've ever went through his phone, but my intuition was screaming at me to look through his phone. Or it wasn't even his phone, it was my phone, but I let him use my phone because he, I don't know, he lost his phone. So he was on Instagram on my phone and he logged out of his Instagram, but the information was still there. And something told me just to look. And I never do this because I trusted him. But I looked and I'm telling you, oh my God, so many women on the back end he was talking to, some he had sex with while he was with me. And when I looked at the message and I saw that this guy was cheating on me heavy, I was so distraught. I was like, oh my God. Now, granted, I think that was a karmic thing that happened to me. Man. But I was so confused. So anyway, long story short, because I really truly gave my all into this person, we broke up and it haven't been the since ever since. We tried to like do the whole talking without being together thing and it didn't work out. So year after year after year, there'll be sometimes he would just hit me up on the night of the full moons. And we wouldn't even know it's the full moon. He just comes around the full moon. Because even though it was an ex, and then we had certain things karmic going on, he was definitely a soulmate. We had a soul tie, and it was a very spiritual, deep spiritual connection, like literally a past life connection. And but even though all of that may occur and that may have been happening, uh, this guy would hit me up so often or whatever like that, and he would be in a whole relationship, and I would tell him, do not contact me on this shit, please. I respect you wanted to say hi. I pray you and your family is good, but you're a whole married man. I'm not with that shit. You be trying to hit me up on the low, for a booty call, and I'm in a whole other state. I'm like, first of all, I'm not with no booty calls. Secondly, you're married. It doesn't matter how much I loved you or we loved each other in the past. You're not allowed to do that. I'm not, what kind of girl you think I am? I'm not gonna do that. Granted, there was this one time before I even knew he was married for real. He, I think he came to my house one time, and I think I was on that time like, look, yeah, let's see about doing this again one time. And this was years ago. And I noticed that he didn't really change. Like when he got in when he what happened when he got around me? What happened? I think he said that he was in a relationship or something, and I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, no, we're not doing this. And not even just that, I seen that he still had demons around him. I saw it in like the mirror, the rearview mirror and whatever, because he was in a car just chilling. And I'm like, oh no, can't I can't do this, because if I do this, knowing what he's been telling me, like he's been telling me all type of sexual stuff he's been doing, and it was not okay. It was not okay. The type of things he was doing sexually with other people, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this, because I don't want whatever that's attached to him attaching itself to me. No matter how much I loved him, no matter how hot and sexy and he was, no matter how hot and bothered I was, I had to have the discipline to say no in that moment, because them demons were something serious on him, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was just like, oh no, I can't do that to myself. So I lovingly released it, and just like what I want to say a week ago, he came back into my DMs after me blocking him, because I blocked him because I was getting truly just disrespected at this point. I was getting truly disrespected because he kept trying to message me on some booty call shit, or trying to message me on some I loved you, or I wanted us to be together and everything, while he was in a full-blown marriage with a whole kid. Pissed me off because I don't do that. Like, I'm a girl's girl. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, where is his wife? I wonder where his wife is. And I thought about telling her about how many times he tries to call me on some booty stuff. But I don't know how crazy he could get. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just leave shit alone. Like, you don't want to, and people can get hurt nowadays or whatever like that. I don't know, because I didn't know how crazy he can get. Because literally one day he had to remind me this other time. He reminded me of this time of me tasing him. Anyway, long story short, this guy hit me up in my DM the other day, and he said, "Hey bitch," excuse my language, but this is what he said. He said, "Hey bitch, I really loved you." I'm just like, man, these demons need to leave me the fuck, excuse my language, F alone. And that means I had to boost up my spiritual protection, you know, enforce more boundaries, block him on each and every social media platform, because I blocked him on my social media platform, but he got to my other pages and messaged me back. So then he messaged my sister and tells her that, oh, tell your sister I said I loved her. Oh, he said, tell your whole ass sister that I love her. And then proceeded to tell my sister that it was her that he really wanted first, but I answered the call. Man, these niggas out here, whole demons, man. Lower vibrational, got whole demons up in them. That's why I'm saying to protect yourself spiritually. And apparently I didn't learn my lesson because I went through the whole Nature Boys saga. But whole long story short, protect your vajayjays, protect your penises, excuse me, protect your life, protect your kids, protect your wife, whatever, protect your sacral parts, protect your sacral energy, protect your own sexual energy, because your sexual energy is sacred, especially if you've been, you know, playing it safe, pure, haven't been giving it out like that as much, you know. These demons will like to come in and take your energy and attach themselves to you. Be mindful of that. All right. So on any unresolved conversations you may have with somebody, cut the cord with that. And I released that person with love. God know I loved him, but ain't no way. If you're not doing the spiritual work, and everybody has spiritual work, I have spiritual work, but I know my level of spiritual work that I've been doing, and I know my level where I'm at, you know. If you kind of below where I'm at right now, I ain't trying to go there. You know, I ain't trying to go there. So all you can do is pray for them, because it really breaks my heart. I'm not gonna lie, that really hurt my feelings the other day when I saw that in my DMs. It hurt my feelings, because it's like, damn, I wish this person would do better. Not for me, but for this person, for himself. Because I could see that demon, that demonic sexual lustful energy, that succubus, what is it, incubus or succubus? Which one is incubus and which one is succubus? Incubus. I think he's an incubus with him, because he's a male energy trying to take over, man. It really, really makes me want to cry. It really does. So yeah, that hurt me hard, man. And when it sometimes it really hurt to cut off people, but you do it anyway. That's what strength is. It might hurt. You might be fearful about it, but you do it anyway, because you know what's best for you. Man, that shit. Anyway, so another thing, I'm glad I got that off my chest, because geez, that really gets me sometimes. I'm like, damn. Anyway, prayer and scripture and affirmations. That also helps in spiritual protection. And I'm gonna say this one last thing, because while we're on the subject, is it is hard to let people go knowing their spiritual situation, and there's nothing you can do but just move on and move forward your life, and they're just gonna have to accept it, point blank period. Accept it, and you accepting is the best spiritual protection you could ever do, is accept the situation for what it is and let it go with peace and love and light. Okay, so moving forward, prayer and scripture and affirmations for spiritual protection. I'm glad for you guys. It's been an hour. Thank you guys so much for coming in and staying here with me. Let's go. We're gonna keep on going until we're done with this. So I want to say thank you for staying here, and for those who've been here for the whole ride, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad. So let's see. Prayer, scripture, and affirmations. So this is one of the most powerful things, in my opinion, you could do for spiritual protection, is speaking over your life. They say power, the life, what is it called? What does it say? It said the power of life and death is in the tongue. I believe that's what it is. The power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. Is that the scripture? Is that what it is? That's what I believe it is. But yes, there is power in your words. One of my favorite scriptures, other than Hebrews 11, is John 1:01. I don't know where I was going. John 1:01. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That scripture changed my life. Excuse me if I get emotional. Because when I was going through my spiritual evolution, when I was going through my rites of passage and going through my initiation, my spiritual initiation with Chanel Cooper Sykes, when I was going through my spiritual mentorship program with Chanel Cooper Sykes, this was the scripture she spoke about consistently, and she told us that we speak our lives into existence. We speak over our lives. Yes, the power in the light. Yes, the power in life and death is in the tongue. Thank you, Anthony. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, love. Yay, Anthony. All right, so basically, that whenever I learned that, I started to speak over my life. I started to not speak on it, but I speak to it. And when I started to do that, I started to see magnificent shifts, not only in my mindset, but in my life. I started to even notice people around me who complained a lot. I didn't like that. So I started to talk to them like, look, you should probably speak over your life. You not speak to it. I mean, not speak on it. Speak to it. Speak deliverance over it. Yeah, so that's one of the things that helps spiritually protect yourself, is affirmations and prayer and speaking powerful prayers. When I say knowing that there's a life force, there's a most high, there is a spirit, there is a source creator within us all, and you're speaking to this power. And you're speaking to the powers that aid it, like your angels and your ancestors and your spirit guides and your spiritual team. You're speaking to your guides, the beings and the forces around you and within you that helps you, through life, guide you through life. You're speaking to it and you're praying and make it like, it's like prayer is like a wish on your heart. And literally, when I imagine my this energy, this energetic force, I imagine this in my chest, and I imagine it within my being. I imagine it all around me, because it is omnipresent. And I'm speaking, and I'm fluid with my speaking. And I'm speaking whatever I want and desire into existence and willing it. And I'm feeling this magical force, not just surround me, but also flow through me, you know, as I'm praying. And I'm sorry if I get emotional, y'all. Become a prayer warrior over your life, because there's people speaking over your life as well. You can't let them win. You cannot let them win. There are people speaking over your life, so you speak over your life and know what you say is 10 times more powerful. I hope I didn't offend you by my question. What question was it? I couldn't see anything. I don't think I seen a question. Trust and believe me, I answer questions. I don't see no question up in here. If you've been saying stuff, you guys, and I don't respond to it, it's 9 times out of 10, it's not in the comment box that I'm seeing. Look at my nose getting red. Okay. I hope I didn't offend you by my question. I just thought you could help me find a church. Thank you. Oh no, I didn't see any church questions. I had my church is the church that's within me. Okay, I used to say my church is nature, but I don't really go out to nature like that anymore, especially when it's cold. But I do my best to go out and, take a nature walk when it's hot. Damn, the cold. But yeah, my church is nature, and I don't really go to church, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing to go. Church is actually, I used to love going to church. I used to love going to church, man. Oh, I love to go to church and be a part of the choir and do praise and worship and be with the community and like smile and be happy with everyone, and best of all, listening to the pastor preach, give the sermon. Oh man, I used to love church. It's just I just don't go anymore. Because I don't know, I wish there was a church that believed in what I believed in. That would be great. That would be awesome. Oh, that would be so good. That would be so good. That just enlightened my heart. If we had a church, that would be wonderful. But yeah, I can't really answer your question. My apologies, love. I don't know if there's a church you can go to, but I pray you do find a church. Let's go back to church again. You got it, man. Tell me how it goes. Tell me how it goes, yo. All right, so there is, not saying that, like I said, there's nothing bad about it. I don't know. I refuse to worship a man ever again. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I will call upon the forces and the help of the ascended masters to help and guide me whenever, I'm aligned to do so. That's what I believe. 11:11. Thank you. So thank you. Maybe I should call on Yeshua. So let's see. How much I just got so emotional. Whew. I do know there's like a being of love. People know as Jesus, but I believe that the name is Yeshua now. But I think that Jesus does exist in the minds and hearts and people that believe in Jesus. I believe that Jesus is a belief, and it's an entity that derived off of this belief, these collective beliefs, and it's a beautiful thing, because I've called upon Jesus and the Holy Spirit a lot when I was in my religious days, and my very spiritual days too. Even when I wasn't going to a church like that, I was called upon Jesus, and I had this very, very beautiful experience with Jesus. I worship the Universe. Yes, and my spirituality is deeply sacred and personal. Absolutely. And I love that for you, Anthony. I do love that for you. And it fits with you. It fits for you. There was this being of green. I literally did a prayer, and this was with this ex I was just telling you guys about, which really breaks my heart because it was really a spiritual connection, me and this ex, and it just went another whole another way. Hey Susan, how are you? How are you doing to love? How you doing today? It's nice to see you. So my experience with this being of pure green, like it was so beautiful. Like I did a prayer and it was a magical, beautiful prayer. I saw the numbers 1111 on my car clock and 7777, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this prayer, and I prayed. I forgot what the prayer was, but I believe it was something about love. And y'all, when I tell you after I was done with the prayer, I closed my eyes and I saw this being, a humanoid being of green, pure green, no hair, just bald, green, like you could see his face, eyes, everything, but he was just green. And this being walked down, ascended from, or descended from where he was at. He walked down and he embraced me with a 1111. I kid you not, embraced me with a hug. And this hug, when I tell you this hug, when this man hugged me, or whether this being of love hugged me, I felt it throughout my whole being that I went, and I started to see things that I've never seen before. Feel the clarity came in clear. It was magical. So when people be like, Jesus this and Jesus that, I don't knock them for it, because it's like real. There's reality in that, and I believe that if there's a Jesus, there's a Yeshua, and maybe they're the same person. But this being, man, filled me up with so much love. I am so grateful for that day. I would never forget that day. I would never forget that day, because it was such a, I've never in my life experienced something like that, so spiritual, like just, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all. Anyway, prayer, affirmations, spiritual protection, because not only do you pray to the Most High, 1111, I got goosebumps and chills, you pray to the beings of force of love, the beings that protect you and guide you as well. You can pray to the Most High, your higher self, and ask for the help of your angels through prayer. The archangels came to me and last night, the other night, they've been talking to me and communicating with me. Archangel Michael, 444, for one. I've been getting to know Archangel Raphael and what Raphael is intending me to do with my own healing journey and my heart healing and everything of that nature, and my body healing, because Raphael is the angel of healing and love and helps with relationships, but also helps with your own healing, your own heart, your own body, your physical, emotional, and spiritual things healing. So I've been learning about Archangel Raphael and communing with these angels and Gabriel, and Gabriel was the archangel of communication, clarity, man. I've been communing with these archangels, and I've been learning about them, and I've been so excited to share my knowledge and my wisdom with y'all about them. But I'm still learning, and I'm still in that stage of communing and receiving the help and the aid of the archangels. That's my spiritual guide and my protector, San Miguel. Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, my Archangel Michael is have been protecting my family and me and my family for years. My mother especially as well. If you see, and they all have numbers, so I know for a fact with Archangel Michael, he's the 444. Edward the Argus, excuse me, thank you. And when the archangels or the angels, whether it's, you know, your deceased loved ones, or, you know, just beings that chose to protect you, or, you know, or the archangels come to you or talk to you, it's a spirit of when the archangels talk to you, is a spirit of relief and stress free and love, like love. When they talk to you, will feel a sense of relief. I experienced it last night, the other day, and literally I love it. I love talking to them, and they will come and show you in signs and forms of feathers, and numbers, and you know, synchronicities around you. Like now I see a synchronicity. Thank you. I love this. I love communing with, you know, I love being spiritual. I don't know how to explain it. I love being spiritual. I love being in tune. Um, with yeah. So yeah. You know, communing with the archangels and the angels and your spiritual team and spiritual guides, that will help spiritually protect you, especially if you did call on divine force like Archangel Michael, which is the angel of protection. Okay, he is divine protection, so call upon Archangel Michael to protect you from negative forces or energies. And also Archangel Michael will tell you what to do to protect yourself as well. But Archangel Michael, he got that sword. He's gonna protect you regardless. Don't worry. He's like the big dog force. Okay. So I'm going to hit you guys with some scriptures. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you the scripture. I'm gonna let you go look it up. But these scriptures right here are gonna aid you in protection. Okay. 144. Are you guys ready? Get a pencil and paper and write this down. You ready? All right. Scriptures you might want to go over, recite before you go to bed or in the rising, whatever you want to do, whenever throughout the day, whenever you want to do it. These are some scriptures you might want to recite to help you feel protected and help cast protection over your life. Psalms 91, chapter 4, chapter 1 through chapter 4. Excuse me, let me say that again. Psalms 91, verse 1 through 4. Psalms chapter 91, verse 1 through 4. Okay. Psalms chapter 1 to 1, verse 7 through 8. And peep the angel numbers. Peep the angel numbers. This is not an angel number, but still. This is one of my favorites. Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. Oh, that's my favorite one, Isaiah. No weapon formed against me. Sorry. Shall prosper. It won't work. Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Psalms chapter 34, verse 7. Psalms chapter 34 and verse 7. And this right here, this one that I'm about to tell you guys is a declaration of protection. Okay. The declaration of protection is Psalms. Check the numbers, man. Psalms chapter 23, verse 4. 2, 3, 4. Ain't that something? I love it, man. So look up these scriptures whenever you get a chance. Those scriptures are helping in protection, will help you feel safe and protected. Okay. There's also one that one of my best friends told me. I just don't remember. I really wish I remembered that one. That one really helped me, but it's in my phone somewhere. All right. So let's see. Psalms 91 protects us from of the night. Okay, yeah. That's true. That's true. Excuse me. I apologize, y'all. It's 10 o'clock now. Yeah, I should eat in bed. Let's see. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. We almost there, y'all. It's been 85 minutes. Wow. Thank you guys for being out here for so long. Sheesh. All right. Let's keep going. Spiritual protection 101. Celibacy or abstinence. We already touched on that previously. But yeah, celibacy or abstinence, being abstinent from, sex or whatever, keeping your sexual energy sacred, only giving it to somebody, you're really becoming one with, or you are one with, is somebody who's divinely guided to you to build with you. Yes, you want to make sure you preserve your energy for that being and that being only. Okay. So, yeah, be mindful of that. And spiritual healing tattoos. That's something that no one really talks about lately, but I'm just going to have to talk about it. Be mindful about your tattoos, where you get them from, who's doing your tattoos, and what you get. It'll behoove you to get some kind of powerful symbol on you that divides as protection, healing, something, some kind of powerful symbol. However, let me talk about this real quick, and I'm gonna just talk about it briefly. Be mindful not to get any names tatted on you, especially if you're not gonna be with that person for the rest of your damn life. Don't get no names on you. 1111, man. Don't get no names on you. Don't get any, like, I really don't like negative tattoos. That I don't fuck with those things. Mind you, it's because some tattoos can carry energy. All right. My tattoo that I have got of somebody's name on my body, and what that tattoo, I feel energy on it. Okay? It's not fun. It's not fun. Okay? If you don't want to go through the process of spending thousands of dollars to get it removed or getting a cover up, all this other stuff, just don't do it. Don't get certain tattoos that is not, doesn't mean nothing. It's not gonna hold any weight. And make sure you go to a person that is putting good intention into your tattoos. There's one of my tattoos. I thought this girl was jealous of me, because if I told her about my life and where I was going and where I was heading, or maybe she didn't like the barter that we did, or maybe it was just the energy in the tattoo parlor itself. I don't know what it was, but I don't know, like something was making me feel something within the tattoo that I was kind of like, what's going on here? So 1111, be mindful about who's doing your tattoo, the energy that they're putting into your tattoo, what you're getting tattooed, you know. Make sure no one's trying to do any rituals while you're getting the tattoo either around you, unless it's like a tribal thing, like a got like something good and positive, like a Hawaiian tattoo. That would be nice, you know. But yeah, spiritual, being mindful of those things is spiritual protection, and also again, like spiritual protective tattoos is good as well. I have it's unfinished, but one of these days I am going to get it finished. I have the hand of Amsa, the hand of Fatima right here, and that signifies spiritual protection. With the eye right here, underneath my lotus. So that is for spiritual protection, you know, but it's unfinished. It is unfinished, so I had to get finished and everything like that. And yeah, I had to put more intention into that piece, you know. Before it was just me getting a tattoo. Now it makes more sense to me to put more intention into my tattoos, you know. Whenever you do get tattoos, 1313. So this should be for anybody in here. Just make sure if you need to cleanse your tattoos, do that as well. Cleanse your tattoos, cleanse the energy off any tattoos that may be trying to attach yourself to you or lingering. Okay. I have to rub my tattoo from time to time. Put some spiritual ointment or just water, or just cleanse it off, and, you know, give my tattoos love as if they're there, like as if they're alive. You know, it's art on my body. You know, I had to give certain areas more love than most. You know, yeah, so I can feel my tattoos, if that makes sense. I could feel the energy that was placed onto my tattoos, you know. So just saying. So cleanse your, when you're cleansing your body, you're cleansing your tattoos and everything anyway. You're cleansing yourself, making sure you get your spiritual protection on, with symbols of protection on your body, and possibly beings of protection if you want, you know, on your body if you want. That's a whole nother level. Okay. Anyway, moving forward, cleanse your energy regularly. Keep your home clean. Deep clean your home regularly. Like, make sure you clean your house. Make sure you literally, like, not just sage it, you know, all that stuff, whatever, Palo Santo and all this. That's great. That's great stuff. But also make sure there's not no clutter around. Get rid of the cobwebs in the corners, like dusting, like literally clean your home. Make sure it's clean. A nice, clean home is a godly home. Okay. Showering with intention, making sure when you shower, you're allowing the water to hit you and allowing yourself to envision all the uck and the muck of the day and negative energy, you know, just wash away and go down the drain. All right. Do not chase what disturbs your spirit. Do not chase anything that disturbs your spirit. You don't need anything that is draining you, anybody or anything that's draining you, making sure that you're, you know, staying in a state of confusion. None of that. Nothing that disturbs your spirit, do not chase it. That is an affirmation. I do not chase what disturbs my spirit. I do not chase what disturbs my spirit. I do not chase what disturbs my spirit. Point blank, period. Okay? Chase for what? What am I chasing for? And you disturbing me? And you cause me confusion? Oh no. Oh no. No. We're not doing that. No, we're not. Let's see. I already said this, but I'm going to say it again. I lovingly release any energetic ties that no longer serve my highest good. I call my energy back to me whole and cleansed. If you need to write this down, write it down, please. I lovingly release any energetic ties that no longer serve my highest good. And when you say this, you're affirming it. Affirmations are declarations. They're not just words that you're spitting out. You have to feel it. And you're telling the Most High, you're telling your higher self, you're telling the source that lives within you, the creator of all things that lives within you, this is what I'm declaring. So make it so. This is happening. This is so. Okay? So let's say it now with declaration. I lovingly release any energetic ties that no longer serve my highest good. I call my energy back to me, whole and cleansed. Ashe, amen. And oh yes, thank you. And what I love to do when I do that, when I say my declarations of independence, my declarations, I allow my energy to, especially when I say I call back my energy, I imagine my own energy coming back to me from all corners and all places and spaces that it was taken from me. And I imagine it immersing it right here, which is warm, it's very warm right here right now. I imagine it like coming to me. And that's how I take my power back energetically. And there's many other things that you can call, how to take your power back. But yeah. So when you say your affirmations, please say it and affirm it like you're really telling your life that this is, you're not playing with it. Gotta make sure she doesn't roll off the bed. Girl. 1 second, y'all. It's okay. Be right back, okay? Okay, I'm back. My apologies. I had to make sure I positioned her better. Then my bracelet got caught up in her hair. I'll break my bracelet. My necklace got caught up in her hair. Okay, let's move forward. All right, almost done here, y'all. Almost done. We hitting 100 minutes soon, so that's cool. All right, so it says, my note says, this is something that will help you spiritually protect yourself. Understanding this right here, and this will help you. Alignment feels stress-free. Alignment feels calm. It feels like it's meant to happen. It feels like it's flowing. Alignment, it feels calm. Misalignment feels draining. Let me repeat that. Alignment, something that's in alignment for you, feels very calm. Misalignment, it feels very chaotic. I got chills. Hey, chilling with Martin. I didn't know you was in here. Nice to see you here. No apologies needed for doing parent duties. You know what I'm saying? Whole mom up in this. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so something that's not aligned for you will feel draining, toxic, exhausting, and trust and believe me, I felt that so many times. But I've also felt the alignment in so many different things and people and situations. So the best thing I could tell you about this type of thing is lead with your heart and also with your mind balanced. Lead with how you feel. Like how you feel is going to tell you what the situation is bringing. And if you're even ready to accept something that may be good in your life, or if you're trying to accept something that's toxic, and it's a cycle towards you. You know what I'm saying? For you. I think true love has both alignment and discontentment. You don't get one without the other. You know, that is very interesting for you to say. I believe true love, it does come with a sense of balance to it. But I'm not saying, but I'm saying, okay, true love, right? Certain things is going to cause you to move and and get over your obstacles together, right? You're gonna Something's gonna trigger you. That's what it is. Something's gonna really trigger you, and that's gonna be the discomfort, right? But even going through that discomfort, you can still sense like, you know, I'm meant to go through this, if that makes sense. Like, I'm meant to go through this, to grow through this with this person, and we can overcome it, you know? I remember going through situations with people that very much were aligned in my life for the time that it was. But we would go through these situations that we needed to heal with each other with. We had to heal these parts of ourselves with each other, right? And yes, it felt uncomfortable, but it also made me feel like when I was getting out of my ego and my pride, that I can do this. I can we it's fine. Like, I can still feel calm. And when we get through it, it's a sense of calm, you know? Yes, it makes sense. I agree. So that's what I understand, and I'm glad you said that, because that does make sense to me, and I agree with that. You know, I've seen so much sometimes in my life that, and it sucks because some people are not this deep, that there's a balance in love, you know? There's a balance in what is real, because what's real is the balance of life. You can't take that out. There's a yin and yang, you know? There's dark in the light and light in the dark. And in love and in romantic relationships, in the soul bond, and whatever you want to call it, there's going to be some times where you might not see eye to eye, or you might feel a discomfort, you know, with something. But you, in true love, you always can alchemize that back to love. That's what I believe. I believe, and I've seen in my life, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no mountain high enough, no, like, to keep me from getting to you, baby. Like, I feel that. Like, I feel as if, I'm sorry about that, this is in my mind. I feel like with true love, there ain't no obstacle you can go through without getting through it together. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, true love is always gonna come back to each other stronger, better, wiser, you know? And if it's just draining and exhausting and toxic, and it's the same toxic cycle over and over and over, it's not in alignment with you anymore. It's not in alignment with you. Something could be in alignment with you for 1 second, but when you, like, either upgrade or, elevate, you raise your vibration in some type of way, shape, or form, or you learned your lesson, it's no longer in alignment with you anymore. Now you're on different frequencies. You shaking your it's discombobulated. It's chaotic. It's uncomfortable all the time. It's draining. It's exhausting, because you guys are not, you're not there no more. You're not on that wavelength anymore. It's in misalignment. So I don't know. Like there, it's sad because some people don't understand this concept of that, and they let something that was brought together by divine forces stray away because they let their ego and pride get in the way, or they just think it was too hard, but and they got lazy. But there are certain things that people um, are meant to go through as to get through it, you know. Um, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I hope that makes sense because it makes sense to me and I've seen it done so many times. But I honestly feel like what's real, you can always turn the dark into light. Okay? I honestly feel that. What's real, you can always come back to a state of love with whatever is real. All right. So when you set boundaries, the right people will stay and the wrong ones will fall away. Point blank period. I set boundaries with this one person, and when I set those boundaries, because it made sense for me, and also I was manifesting a life without that person. So I had to set certain boundaries to solidify that, you know, and not confuse myself or confuse that person or whatever like that. I set these boundaries, right? And when I tell you this person had a fit, they had a fit. I set boundaries on communication and what I believe um, I should when I should communicate with him or whatever. I'm like, I'm good. I don't really want to communicate with you in certain ways, in shape or form, whatever. And because he didn't like that I was setting this boundary, he said I was doing too much. That scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It scared the shit out of me. He said that I was doing too much. Now it was like I can't even call you for good news and this and that. I'm like, no, I don't really want to talk anymore like that. And I don't think we should if we're trying to move on with our lives. You know, we shouldn't really. To me, I didn't want to get confused trying to do a situation with this person, like as in like we're talking like we're dating, but we're not really dating. You know, we're planning like we're dating, but we're not really dating. And I wanted to keep myself open for whoever I wanted to date. So when I set those boundaries, this person was so mad that I took my energy away. Very furious with me, yelling at me on the phone. I had to hang up on this person. I had to, like, I'm just sitting here like, ain't no way. I'm getting yelled at for me setting boundaries. No. Good sir, you're done. So whoever, the right people who respect, all right, the right people that respect, one, two, three, the right people who respect your boundaries will stay. The ones that really truly love you will stay. The ones who respect you and value you will stay. And the ones that really didn't respect you but wanted your energy and your time and access to you will fall away if you're standing firm on your boundaries. Not just set them with them, but stand firm on them. Because sometimes we can go back on the things we set for ourselves, and you know, portray some type of sense of self betrayal by going backward on our word that we made to ourselves. No, we're not doing that no more. When you stand firm on your boundaries, you spiritually protect yourself. All right. I know we went back to boundaries, but just letting you know, like if you set boundaries, the right people will stay in your life, and the wrong ones will fall away, and that's it. You know, the people who really love you will say, you know, if they have any questions, they will ask questions. They will, you know, bring any comments and concerns, and because they genuinely care. But the ones that really don't really care about you, they just gonna yell at you and just be like, well, I don't think da 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 da. You should do that. Blah, 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 blah. That's my energy. You're mine. It's possessive. No. Um. So spiritual protection is sovereignty. Okay. Your energy is governed by you. Let me repeat that. Spiritual protection is sovereignty. Your energy belongs to you, not no anybody else's. It doesn't belong to anyone else but you. So, and is governed by you. You own your own energy. You own your energy, not no one else. If they say if anyone, dear God, run for the hills if someone else say they own you. They own your energy, you know. It's governed by you and not by other people's emotions, past connections, fear-based thoughts, spiritual confusion, because that can happen, and energetic intrusion, meaning people who want to intrude on your energy but is not welcomed. Okay? Only energies aligned with love, truth, and respect and my highest good may enter my field. And the last thing we have here, because we're hitting the 11:11 mark, yay! I release any energetic ties that no longer serve my peace. I call my energy back to me, whole and protected. Say this whenever someone occupies your mind excessively. Okay, my loves, I love you guys. It's been real, and I pray y'all enjoyed this live stream. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I really enjoyed this with you guys, and I pray that you share this with a friend, with a family member, or somebody you feel that needs to hear this. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Take care. Peace, love, and light to you all.